Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get things started here at the Glaspalast in Sindelfingen for the 2018 European Darts Grand Prix. It's brought to you by PDC Europe, and the first man we bring to the stage is enjoying his return to the PDC Pro Tour. The former PDC Unicorn World Youth Champion, the Mad Monk, Aaron Monk! Monkey around. And his opponent, a former winner on the Challenge Tour, a European Darts Match Play quarter-finalist last year, The Rock, Peter Hudson! The format, the best of 11 legs, and your referee, the Kirkulator, Kirk Bevins.
Welcome along to Sindelfingen, just outside Stuttgart, southwest Germany, for the 5th event in the PDC European Tour calendar, the European Darts Grand Prix. A new name was added to the roll call of European Tour winners last time out in Austria, as Johnny Clayton beat Gerwin Price in the final. 16 first-round games to bring you today, with the winners going through to tomorrow's second round when the 16 seeds enter the competition. And 2 UK qualifiers get us underway this afternoon in the shape of Peter Hudson and Aaron Monk. And alongside myself, Mike Lawrence, for this opening match, we say a very good afternoon to Chris Murphy.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Ever-present venue on the European Tour. We've had different winners at this arena every single time that a tournament has been staged here. It's been different tournaments held here at the Glaspalast in Sindelfingen, but looking to see if we can add an 8th new name to the roll of honour for winners at this venue, the home of German darts. I think it's safe to say we've seen the expansion of the Euro Tour, but the Glaspalast has stayed on the circuit, and a couple of players here that haven't been on the European Tour circuit for some time. But the last time Peter Hudson was in Euro Tour action, he reached the quarter-finals at the European match play last year. For Aaron Monk, it's been a long wait, 4 years since his last Euro Tour appearance, so he'll be hoping to return with something over bang. Quite a crowd as often in these Friday afternoon sessions, but it will be packed to the rafters this evening and tomorrow and Sunday, when somebody will take away £25,000. And as you mentioned, Mike, it's not always been the same old story. It looked that way at the start of the year.
First leg is Aaron to throw first. Aaron.
With the likes of Van Goyen and Wright battling out in finals, just as the final was here 12 months ago. But since then, we've seen Max Hopp and Johnny Clayton take Euro Tour titles, and even on the floor, we've seen wins for Jeffrey Desvan, for Mickey Mansell. So there'll be a lot of players coming here with perhaps even more hope than usual.
And again, yet again, emphasising the strength in depth now on the PDC Tour, as Pete Hudson looks to fill it up at the start, has to settle for a 140. But yes, this impressive venue, the Glass Palace. Aaron Monk goes one better with the first 180 of many we'll see over the next 3 days, I assure you.
83.
Some start for the 28-year-old from Hampshire. As our MC for the weekend, Richard Ashdown, mentioned in his announcement, Aaron Monk, a former world youth champion, beat, of course, Michael Van Gerwen in that final.
Michael Van Gerwen will be in action tomorrow. He sat out the Austrian event last time out. He did have other things to do, including picking up a gong from the King of the Netherlands, the equivalent of the MBE, youngest ever player, youngest ever person in the Netherlands to pick up that honour.
Yeah, plenty of big names in action today too, before the seeded players come into play tomorrow. See if Aaron Monk can take out a big finish in this very first leg. Not going to happen. So Hudson wants 106 to earn an early break.
106.
Just looking to tidy it up and hope that Aaron doesn't take out this 1-1-3.
$93.
Close but no cigar.
48.
16 or 8. Double top. And Peter Hudson does get an early break, and maybe he might be up to some of his exploits from last time out. He beat Brendan Dolan convincingly at this stage when he made that run to the quarter-finals of the European Match Player last June. Also beat Kim Hybrex and Alan Norris on the way before losing out to Michael Van Gerwen, but only 6-4 in that last 8 match. The menu for this afternoon session, we'll see Madas Razmar and the Muffin Man, Steve Hine, follow this one. Then we'll see Dimitri Vandenberg in action against Matt Padgett. Tasty 4th match today, I think the standout one of this afternoon session, Steve Lennon against Vincent van der Voort.
60.
And then the German qualifier, Gabriel Clements against Jan Decker. Stephen Bunting against Kirk Shepherd. A new name, Mats Gies on the European Tour against
60.
Alan Tabban and Martin Schindler. Another home nation hopeful taking on Robert Owen in the final match of this afternoon.
Yes, 8 European qualifiers came through the qualifying event here last night, and we had 5 home nations qualifiers rather than 4. Just to mark your card, Adrian Lewis did come through the UK qualifiers. He's withdrawn due to illness, so they awarded a 5th home nations qualifier, and Robert Marjanovic sealed that 5th spot. He will play Andy Bolton in the last match of this evening.
Yeah, just about as strong
81.
a field as you could hope for, I guess, for the home nation qualifiers. The likes of Max Hopp and Christian Bunce are also in action tonight.
Yes, Max Hopp's up against James Wade. That should be a goodie.
$137.
That's a great pick off there from Hudson, who did win back his tour card at the start of this year. He had a good little run of form the back end of last year on the way to getting his tour card back, but here he is looking to mop up 64.
Well, he's missed a big number there. That's a real slip from the rock. Not steady at all, and Aaron Monk will have the opportunity to cancel out that early break.
24. Aaron, you require 60.
Ultimate darting sin, that, Mike.
Yes, indeed. Tops for Monk. 2 10s now. Oh, does it. Immediately breaks back. Yes, Hudson will be kicking himself there. Shaking his head. He knows you don't miss the big number.
It's a 4th meeting between this pair, but they have been spread out through the years. The first one came back in 2010. Aaron Monk actually won the first couple of meetings. One in a Players' Championship event in Crawley, one in Ireland a year later. Then they met in 2014 at a qualifier for one of these European Tour events, which was won by Peter Hudson. So he'll be looking to level up that head-to-head record by winning this match.
And the winner of this game will go through to play the number 4 seed Michael Smith tomorrow.
140.
And Hudson, I mentioned that run to the quarter-finals of the European Match Player last year. He is a player who can pop up with a run now and again. We've seen him go deep into Pro Tour events during his career.
60.
He's also last year made a couple of runs to the semi-finals of Challenge Tour events, but he is one of those kind of floating players in the lower ranks of the Pro Tour, or having to apply his trade on the Challenge Tour when he doesn't hang on to his tour card. Aaron Monk, of course, making a return to the professional circuit this year, and claims that he's a more mature Monk, that he's changed his ways and lost a bit of the perhaps petulance and, well, immaturity that perhaps he showed when he did feel he might have had the world at his feet, having won that World Youth title.
His dad, Colin, of course, no mean player himself, and
49.
Quite a regular at the big events a few years back, Colin.
Well, this time he's stayed straight, so wants a double and finds it. And it's break, break, break so far.
Nice and tidy that time for the man from Eccles.
We've got the Muffin Man coming up next. I wonder if he's got a speciality in Eccles cake.
Well, I was just going to say, maybe that could be the thing. Peter can hand out Eccles cakes, or rock cakes even. But yeah, it's good to see the Muffin Man back in action.
100.
Yeah, that great run, of course, at the Players' Championship finals last year. We'll come on to him next when he takes on Madas Razma. But here, neither player able to hang on to their throw in the first 3 legs. And it's been a lukewarm start to this European Darts Grand Prix. But yeah, it's been really interesting times over the last few weeks. You were with us in Saarbrücken, Mike, when Max Hopp won that historic European Tour title.
Yes, what a weekend that was.
We've had Mickey Mansell, Johnny Clayton, Jeffrey Desvan all picking up titles. Must be, as I said at the start of the match, really interesting to see how that might shift some of the players' mentality into actually believing that they can win these tournaments when perhaps they thought that getting to the last 16 or the quarterfinals was a good run.
And for players like Jeffrey Desvan and Johnny Clayton, they've put themselves in a good shout of making the match play at Blackpool later in the summer.
Yeah. Well, Johnny Clayton not here after winning the Austrian Darts Open, didn't qualify for this one in a kind of bizarre twist of the system for filling places at these tournaments. The qualifier was held before he won the Austrian Darts Open, but he will be seeded from now on these European Tour events by virtue of winning that title. Congrats. Now, would it be another break? A 130 may be needed to continue the trend.
130.
And I think he was just waiting for Kirk Bevins to tell him what he needed there. Tell me what I want, and I'll take it out. Double 5.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff from Aaron Monk.
Classy way to do it.
It was almost an act of showmanship, that. What do I need? 130, bang, bang, bang.
And I wonder whether Peter regrets he hit the single 20 for the ton, and rather than opting for 2 double tops.
Yeah, good point. 2 darts in hand. It's a bigger target, isn't it? Finishing has been decent so far. A couple of darts missed by Monk.
95.
Just one by Hudson.
Yeah, often difficult for the guys who are first on stage on a Friday afternoon, but they'll just be looking to get the job done, get back to the hotel and prepare for the second round match, whichever player comes through to face Michael Smith tomorrow.
Well, it's probably one of the hardest atmospheres to play in when you've got a smaller crowd. It will be much bigger this evening and over the weekend, of course, but it's when you can hear just little shouts of noise that can put you off more than that kind of wall of atmosphere that is created at these European Tour events when they're at capacity.
60.
Yes, sure to be packed out again tonight and right the way through the weekend.
35.
As the European Tour is, wherever it goes across Europe. A lot of new venues on the tour this year, but as you say, this one's become a real fan's favourite, the Glass Palace.
146.
146 then. Opts for the treble 20 route. There are many ways to complete that checkout. A couple of choices for Peter Hudson, and it will need a huge checkout for this run of break to throw to continue. Not going to happen. Could be advantage Aaron Monk in a few seconds' time.
60. Aaron, you require 16.
Telling him, I think he probably knew it was double 8, but thanks anyway. A little smile back to the crowd.
Well, he seems to be enjoying it. I think that was a reference to being told what he needed in the previous leg, when Kirk Bevans, our referee, made him wait. One or two officials this weekend, the other one being George Noble. And just to inform you, Dan Dawson will be joining us in commentary. Paul Nicholson, not part of our team this week, and that's because he'll be on the stage tonight, taking on Dawson Merschel.
Yes, Canadian breaking through and
40.
making his way inroads on the PDC circuit, Dawson Merschel.
Yeah, had a 9-darter on the development tour a couple of weekends ago.
140.
The crowd thought that was in.
So Monk with a slight advantage, having been the first player to hang on to his throat. He's in a decent position in this leg, although Peter Hudson finding his range on the treble.
100. $95.
Gets him down to a finish first. What damage can Peter do here?
130.
Pretty decent.
Yeah, I think he needed that second treble.
Yeah.
But Monk's going to get a dart, and it's a double top.
92.
And just underneath,
You require 56.
tickling the wire. Hudson then for tops. A long way off.
36.
A real chance now for Aaron Monk to open up a little bit of daylight.
Looking at double 10 and straight in. No missing. Another break of throw, but now
Game on.
a two-leg advantage for the first time over his opponent.
Yeah, both players, of course, came through the UK
99.
qualifiers to book their places in this tournament and had some good wins along the way. Notably for Aaron Monk, a victory against an in-form James Wilson in his decisive qualifying match. He also beat
41.
Stuart Kellett and Aidan Kirk en route here. And nobody got near him really in qualifying. His
140.
results were a couple of 6-3s and 6-2 against Kellett.
$140.
Bit of a closer run thing for Peter Hudson, beating Stephen Burton 6-5 in his decisive match, having seen off Wayne Jones and Prakash Jiwa. If he's going to win this one, he's going to have to do it the hard way too.
60.
Yeah, the first of 6 right the way and through until we get to the semi-finals and the final, which are slightly longer matches.
Well, Monk's left himself
100.
want to check out that would only require one treble, and Hudson back on 160. No dart at the bull, but he'd
92.
be hopeful of returning.
160.
Another one of those. Oh, would have left double top. But Aaron Monk set that up nicely
And you require 32.
to come back for double 16. To go to within one leg of victory. And straight in. He's looking pretty convincing on the doubles now.
Peter to throw first.
Is Aaron Monk.
Game on.
Yeah, playing with a smile on his face, conducting the crowd. Assuming he does complete the victory here, it'll be a very different test.
50. 58.
when he faces Michael Smith tomorrow, a man who's been playing some fantastic stuff this year, of course, booking his place in the Premier League playoffs on his return to that tournament.
60.
And being part of that epic final in Saarbrücken against Max Hopp, which went all the way to a deciding leg before the young German prevailed.
96.
Yeah, one of the top players on the Euro Tour historically, Michael Smith. We've seen some encouraging signs here for Aaron Monk, a man who was emerging as a youngster at the same time as his potential next round opponent. So as we know, the job is not done until it's done.
92.
Another one of those would come in handy, and hits another one of those, so a good chance for the Rock to reduce the arrears.
44.
And he'll have a bit of time as well.
101.
Double 16,
69.
but he will be back.
Yeah, but let's see if he can put any pressure on here, Aaron Monk.
140.
Well, that will just
32.
make this a little more tense, a little more shaky, but no. Pete Hudson remains rock steady and keeps this contest going at least a little longer.
Monk then with the throw here.
83.
And we'll hope to get the job done. Hudson, of course, will be looking to push him all the way.
81.
Yeah, well, Hudson fuming with himself. I guarantee Aaron Monk would be fuming if he were to throw this advantage away. Just needs to keep calm and carry on, as they say.
$95.
His finishing has been fantastic in this match, so as long as he can stay ahead on his own throw, he'd fancy himself of finishing the job in this leg.
60.
Both averaging in the mid-80s, just the one maximum thrown by Aaron Monk.
59.
5-ton 40-plus scores and 4-ton 40-plus scores for Peter Hudson.
$133.
Well, that makes it interesting because Hudson down to a finish first.
Yeah, good thinking there by Peter.
54. Video require 132.
And Aaron Monk still on a big out. Hudson's not going to go out, but he's effectively taken the darts. Unless
56.
the Mad Monk can finish with a flourish. And he might. Stayed there. For double 13.
100.
Move the wire.
Video require 76.
And now Hudson on the tungsten tightrope.
Good marker. Can he squeeze it in the corner there? Oh, just inside, so Monk back. Couldn't take out the grandstand finish, but double 13 is what he's aiming for. Only needs the one dart that time, so Aaron Monk through, our first man through to the second round of this European Darts Grand Prix. He'll take on Michael Smith tomorrow. We'll hear a few words from Aaron. He'll be speaking to the hardest working man in showbiz, Dan Dawson. And then next up, we've got the Muffin Man, Steve Hine, up against Latvia's Madars Razma.
Aaron, you have an interview to do I know it's been a long while since you've won one of these. Yeah, you come up here. I know it's been a long while since you've done this. Aaron, congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.
It's been a long while coming, hasn't it? Back on the Euro Tour and winning.
Yeah, it's back on the Euro Tour, but I wish I played so much better than that. I felt much better than that, but on a big stage, it's a little bit different to like the Pro Tours when you're in your own cubicle. Yeah, it just felt like a wide open space. I didn't play my best, but a win's a win, as they say.
This year, it's kind of a new start for you, isn't it? You've got your tour card back, and it's a chance to work your way back up the rankings and sort of realise that potential that people talked about you having years ago.
Yeah, definitely. My confidence speaks so much louder than what I just produced then. But on the practice board and on the Pro Tour as well, I'm playing so much better. But it will come. It will come. The stage is brilliant. I got my little crowd over there, which is brilliant. Yeah, it's a shock to me because I ain't been on it for so long.
Well, you get another chance tomorrow. Up on this stage, it's going to be even noisier in here. It's going to be pretty full tomorrow. Michael Smith, tough game. And I know you weren't particularly enamoured about the thought of facing Michael again because you run into him a few times.
Yeah, I've run into Michael a few times. Back in the youth, I used to beat him, whatever, but he is a quality player. And I like Michael as well. And I root for him all the time when in the Premier League. He's our second in the Premier League. He's a great player. But when he comes on the stage, I can prepare so much better tomorrow because I know what it's like. He knows it. I know it. He's in for a game. And we'll go to war.
Going to war. Aaron Monk, ladies and gentlemen, your first winner here in Sindelfingen this weekend. We'll be back in a few moments' time. It's Madars Razma against the Muffin Man, Steve Hine.